I am at a beachy resort in Cabo, so that's exciting. And I'm just relaxed, which is really nice. And I also have time, which is nice. And that hasn't happened recently, which is why I've not put a video up in forever. First of all, I was taking a social media break. And I wasn't planning on that including YouTube, but it ended up including YouTube, and that was fine. It was great. So sorry that there was such a long break, but I'm back, and I've been wanting to post a video for a while, but my 3-year-old stopped napping. So my video time was taken. I don't have that little window in the middle of the day to be able to film. So who knows how far and few and in between, however long my videos will be, but today I have time, so I will film one. I was just outside, but I don't have sunscreen because my husband is bringing the sunscreen and his flight was later. Long story, but anyway, he's coming later in the day, so I don't have sunscreen. So I can't go out in the sun forever. So I came back to the room to shoot a little video for you all and update you on what has been going on in my life and how things are going with me. So thanks for joining. If you like this video at any point, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. And that would be awesome. It helps my video to reach more people if you give it a thumbs up. So it's always nice when you do that. That way we can add more friends to our little fam here. Anyway, so for a long time, I focused on food as being the obstacle between me and happiness. If I could just get food under control, then I would be able to be happy. And I focused on weight as a marker of my health. And I just focused on all of these things with a wonky perspective. And I that hyper focus that I had on losing weight and being healthy and different things, it led me to a very, very disordered relationship with food. Some people would look at it and say, but you were healthy. You were eating really good, nutritious foods. And y'all, if you watch past videos, I said the exact same thing. I was like, no nutritionist would look at this and say it's an unhealthy diet, okay? Which, if you're looking strictly at nutrition, sure, it had all the things you would need. It had fat, it had protein, it had carbs, it had whatever. It was low on carbs, but Anyway, it had healthy foods in the food plans that I was doing previously, but it led to a disordered relationship with food, meaning the mental mix-ups that I had surrounding it were seriously a detriment to my health. I was constantly fluctuating in weight, up and down and up and down and up and down. And when I would have a long period of being perfect and sticking to my food plan, I would go down really fast because it was very low calorie. But I would go down in weight really, really fast. Everyone would think I was so successful. I was being so healthy. I had this identity of healthy Katie, fit Katie. I took it into my identity as this is who I am. I'm someone who's taking control of her health. I'm someone who cares passionately about nutrition. I put all these things into me. That's how I defined myself. But in all of that time that I described myself in those ways, I actually lost my true me. I lost my inner child, my ability to have fun, real fun, was totally taken away by myself. I did it, and it was based on the influence of diet culture, but I made those choices to prioritize that, and I lost sight of my own self. Stress was always creeping in on everything, and anxiety, and just making it so that I could not actually be me. And I completely lost sight of who I actually was. And I took on these other personalities, or not even personalities, but identities. I took on fit Katie, I took on BLE Katie, I took on healthy Katie, I took on skinny Katie, and all these things. I was yes, I'm getting to be the me that is the truest, best me, right? That's what I thought. Telling myself that my previous me was not good and was lower than or less than because I was at a higher weight or whatever, or because I didn't have a boyfriend or whatever. All these things that happened previously, I'm happily married now, but all these things that happened previously would trigger different things. And because the mindset I had around it and diet culture and people, talking about it as if my weight was what was keeping men from dating me, or whatever. And you know what? Maybe that was the case. And like, if so, thank goodness I didn't date those men. Thank goodness I wasn't skinny and dating like people that only cared about me if I was skinny, you know? How awful would that be to get there in 5 years and be like, wow, they don't care about me at all. They just liked the fact that I was skinny and they didn't like my actual true personality or whatever. So pretty much what has happened over the last couple of months is that I have had a shift in my mental perspective of society, and I think people are just ridiculous in the expectations they have of people. But I also have shifted my perspective of myself. I am finally allowed to actually explore me rather than what other people are expecting of me or wanting me to be or wanting me to do. I have finally been exploring me and trying to figure out who I am outside of fit Katie, healthy Katie, focused so much on this Katie. And it has been so incredibly freeing. Now, the title of this video says that I've let myself go. And I've heard that from people, that I have let myself go. And that even the shift or the difference in last year to this year, where I quit bright line eating in like April, I believe, of 2021, because it was leading to a whole bunch of binges, and I realized it was unhealthy for my mental health and also unhealthy for my physical health, because it's not healthy to binge like that. Or to restrict like that. Anyway, so I quit bright line eating in April of last year. So it's been a little bit over a year since I quit that. In, I guess, 9 months, I gained back all that I had lost, plus some, with bright line eating. And the reason for that was not because I wasn't trying. Like, I'm talking about the period between when I quit bright line eating and when I dropped diet culture. So it's like 9 months of time. So I'm talking about that time period. During that time, I was trying. Like, I was actively trying to be healthy, to not be gaining weight, but it didn't work because I was still trying to diet, and I was just yo-yoing back and forth. I'd lose 5 pounds, gain 10 pounds, lose 5 pounds, gain 10 pounds, gain 10 pounds, gain 10 pounds, gain 10 pounds, because I couldn't stick to any diet for more than like 2 days. And is that like because I have like my self-control muscle is not worked out enough? No. I freaking did bright line eating perfect for months. Got down to my lowest weight ever, smallest size in my adult life ever. And that self-control muscle was strong, okay? It's not that I didn't have self-control. It is that diets are not sustainable. They just aren't. Your body is designed to not let you stay in that state for an extended period of time. And my body and my mind were like, heck to the no, this doesn't make sense. So with each failed diet over the last, over that 9-month period, I gradually, little by little, started to realize, even subconsciously, that diets weren't going to work. I would, even towards the end of that 9-month period, I would start to think of, I could do this. And then I'd be like, no, I can't. It doesn't work. I just had it in my head, not a shame on me, saying that I couldn't do it, but it doesn't work. Diets don't work. They're not healthy for you. They're not good. The mental effect of them is negative. Anyway, so that's where I was coming from. Over that 9-month period, I tried and I tried and I tried. I was trying very hard. I was not letting myself go during that period. I was trying. And I've had people that I've talked with that said they felt better, they felt more positively about what I was doing during that time period, even though I gained all my weight back. But because I was trying, because I was doing diets and making an effort, then they feel more positive about that. But because over the last 3 months, I have stopped trying. I am no longer dieting. I'm no longer counting calories or macros or literally anything. I'm not counting anything. And because I'm not doing anything like that that's working towards health, then they feel negatively about my health. They feel I'm not being healthy. But if you look at over the last year, or I say year, but it was like a 9-month period. Over that 9-month period, I was constantly, like, if you're using weight as a metric, I was constantly gaining weight. And like, by their standard, the person who's telling me this, that is not healthy by their standard that I was gaining weight that entire 9-month period. But to them, that was healthier because I was trying to diet. Even though it wasn't working, they see that as healthier. Do you not see how mixed up that is? How weird that is? That is the mentality that we have around dieting. Like, at least you were trying to starve yourself, even if you were gaining weight because it was so unsustainable. At least you were trying, so I feel a lot better about that. But if I'm here eating real food, trying to move, and staying the same, like, my body is maintaining homeostasis, which is like its goal is to help you maintain, like, that's how it gives you hunger signals and different things, is like based on maintaining the status quo. My body is doing its job. I'm listening to my body, and I've stayed the same. And that is like the first time in a year that has happened. And that is when I let myself go to not worry about diet culture, diet pressure. Like, I'm just not. And it has been wonderful. And so the moral of the story is I've let myself go. I have. And I'm not mad about it. I've let go of the myself that is what everybody else expected and told me is the way to do it. And that's like, myself was that 9-month period of trying and trying and trying, and it doesn't work because guess what? That's not actually me. And like, quitting bright line eating is what helped that cascading effect of me coming to realize diet culture sucks. Thumbs down. And doesn't need to be a place for it in your life. Like, people have such a negative stigma against gaining weight and being in a bigger size. And let me tell you, not everything's hunky-dory when you're in a bigger size. Like, it's a lot harder to find clothes. So much harder. It's annoying. It really is. So many people are my size, and yet there's like very few options for clothing. And the options that you have are either like Frumpville from the Walmart plus size section, and I just say that very lovingly because it just sucks that there aren't options. Like, if that is what you want to wear, then that's great, but I don't like that style. And my only other option basically is to go to like Torrid or like other plus size places that are so freaking expensive. Like, can we not have affordable options for plus size? My gosh. Anyway, I'm a little bit annoyed by it, like I said, but the moral of the story is I let myself go, and my mental health is better than it's ever been. And my physical health, even if you're using weight as a metric, is better than it has been in the last 9-month period. Like, I have stabilized, and that's because I'm listening to my body, and my body is trying to maintain its status, Anyway, let yourself go. That's all I'm saying. Let go of the expectations that other people have for you to be a certain size, and let go of the expectations that you have of yourself to be a certain size. Like, let yourself live your freaking life and enjoy it and rediscover who you are, rediscover how your body speaks to you in what you should eat. I am an all-inclusive resort paid for by somebody else. I can eat whatever food I want. And I had no one here right now because, like I said, my husband hasn't arrived yet. I could eat whatever the heck I wanted. No one was here to witness it. Nobody to care. I could sit at that table and order and order and order and order. And I didn't because I didn't want to. I ordered a salad because it's fresh and delicious and had mangoes, which is amazing. And I ordered chips and guacamole. And guess what? I love guacamole. But I was full, so I didn't finish the guacamole. I ate the salsa with a spoon because I'm apparently turning into my mother, who eats salsa with a spoon. Hi, Mom. How you doing? That's the first time I've ever done that, and it was really, really yummy. It was pico de gallo, in my defense. It wasn't like straight runny salsa. It was like chunks of tomato, and it was really, really yummy. So, summing that up, I could eat whatever I want right now. Like literally. It was a whole entire menu. Pizza, burgers, tacos, fried chicken, wings, desserts. Did I say desserts already? Probably. Anyway, all these things I could have ordered, and I didn't because I don't have to. I could have them at any time. I don't have to have them right now. So instead, I listened to my body and said, what does my body like feel like I want to eat? And the answer was something fresh, something crisp, something like refreshing that I could eat sitting in front of the beach with somebody else paying for my food. Like, I just, how do I even convey to the people that feel hopeless, like there's no way you could let go of your diet, okay? It is terrifying. So I'm not trying to like make light of that or belittle that at all. It's terrifying. And the first step was terrifying for me. Obviously, I've been on the diet train forever. And it's really hard to break out of that. It's really, really hard because you're afraid that if you let go, then who's going to catch you? You're just going to gain 100 pounds and it's going to end horribly. Like, that's what it feels like. And I don't blame you for feeling that way. And I understand that everyone, you know, is on their own timetable. And even if you are going to discover at some point that this is the way that you should go, it might take a while. And this might just be like a little seed of thought that you might be able to latch onto and maybe think about for your own self. But it's terrifying. I know that. But I let go and I let myself go and I'm okay. And I caught myself and I feel very confident and, you know, it's not like there aren't day-to-day struggles, like my legs still rub together or whatever. Like there are things obviously that are different when you are bigger or when you aren't dieting 100% of the time. There are things that are different, but like those things are so small and inconsequential compared to the feeling that I have of freedom and of being true to myself and really owning who I am and where I am. And I always felt like when I was trying to be skinnier and whatever, that I was trying to make myself into the best person that I could be and whatever. It was versions of myself that other people and society and everyone had just pressured me into thinking that I had to be in order to be my best self. And guess what? My best self is here, and I'm a good friend, and I'm a good mom, and I'm a good wife, hopefully. Anyway, and it's just like so different when you switch your focus off of being diet centered and weight centered and size centered. There goes like days without me even thinking of it. And that is saying something big because my whole life used to be focused on it. So the fact that it comes up in my brain is like normal. It's a habit, a thought pattern. But the fact that I'm able to work my way through those thoughts when they do come up of like, wow, you're bigger than that person or like whatever. When those thoughts come up, I can work my way through them and not feel a sense of shame or a guilt or like I'm being a disappointment or whatever. I can work my way through it and feel more confident and better on the other side. So I hope that this video was in some way helpful, and it was probably long, so I apologize, but thanks for sticking with me if you got all the way here. Comment down below if you got all the way here, because I really think it's a very small percentage. You guys are my diehards, so thanks, and I will talk to you in my next video, hopefully soon.